What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of early morning blockchain briefing show. We are excited to have everybody here. Right now, we currently have Jerome Powell over here on YouTube. He's not out there yet, but we have his streams waiting to see if he comes up on there yet. But guys, please welcome in. If you haven't already, please smash that golden like button if you like the early morning streams. But not down to the downside, but up to the upside is what we all want to see. Then we have the subscribe bell. We give it a couple rings. That's too early to get 4. Let's go 2. And we ask for that just to help support the channel, boost the algorithm on YouTube and everything in between. Rumble over there kicks ass and takes names, and we love their support. No early morning brew. Just some coffee, guys. Just some coffee, to start the day off. Oh, man. What a night. What a night. Everything kind of turned red on its head. What expectations? Actually, I wasn't too far off. I was been saying Wednesday, like a day and a half since was it Monday? Okay, all my days mixed up with Sunday. Oh yeah, let's take some good coffee. I would say we head over to the news. We're waiting for Mr. Powell to step out, but we're gonna head over to Bubbles. Okay, take a look at the bubbles. See if there's anything going on. Oh. Adjusting myself in my seat. Pump's still dumping, man. Down to 37 cents. Down 34 cents for the week. Top 100 paying due. Is it actually pumping, or is it kind of taking a breather? That's actually pretty good. Flavor's actually up a decent amount, though. XRP. Where's XRP at? There's Radium. We were talking about Radium last night. Solana coins were looking pretty hot yesterday. Solana pumping up to 204. Where's Solana at? Solana. Here you are, 2.5% at 201. It got up to 204 this morning. Toncoin looks like it's waking up all of a sudden. Wow. Finally, Toncoin looks like it's wanting to move. Look at that over there. No Powell yet. Head over to Coin Tell the Truth. Coin Tell the Truth. To be honest, guys, I actually just pulled up Jerome Powell's live Fed chair latest remarks. I'm not 100% sure if it's he even came out there yet. I just assume this is his early morning thing because I know he's supposed to do it today. Maybe he did it already. I am not even 100% sure. I should probably have looked that up, huh? You know what? We can check out this one right here. Oh, got to change the page. What does the Genius Act mean for stable coins? Crypto needs a minimum viable, decentralized to guide performance-focused infrastructure. Owning Bitcoin 2025, how rare it is. I want to go to the Genius Act one. This looks like the only good article. Well, I actually kind of like this page. Looks kind of cool. The Genius Act of the United States is a federal law that creates a comprehensive regulatory framework for stablecoins, guiding and empowering national innovation of U.S. Stablecoins Act, better known as the Genius Act, the United States' first federal law focused exclusively on payment stablecoins. The White House categorically states it is a historic piece of legislation will pave the way for the U.S. to lead global digital asset revolution. Signed into law by President Donald Trump on July 18, 2025. The Act sets strict requirements around who can issue stablecoins and how they must be backed and what disclosures are required. On signing day, the White House official X account described the Genius Act as a watershed moment for crypto and the U.S. dollar. Why was the Genius Act needed? Until the advent of the law of 2025, stablecoins existed as a legal gray zone, heavily used but largely unregulated at the federal level in the U.S. But they have shown robust growth. Stablecoins surged past $230 billion in 2025 in a circulating supply. Lawmakers have often expressed concerns about systematic financial risk from unregulated issuers, lack of consumer protection of redemption guarantees, the U.S. dollar facing competition from foreign-issued stablecoins. The European Union created a unified regulatory framework with markets and crypto assets, MiCA, that could give EU issued stablecoins a competitive edge and pressure on the U.S. regulators to catch up. The Genius Act aimed to fix all this, but introducing a clear national rulebook that Genius Act provides, a clear framework that who can issue stablecoins in the U.S., strict consumer protections, including full asset back and independent audits, a licensing pathway through Office of Comptroller of Cryptocurrency for banks and qualified non-banks, exclusive non-payment tokens like algorithmic stablecoins and DeFi native centralized assets will be studied separately. In short, Genius Act turns what was once a regulatory gray zone into legally defined, federally overseen financial category. Did you know the U.S. law that explicitly defines what a payment stablecoin is also known as an issuer of one? Look over. Okay, I'm not missing anything important over there. Genius Act aims to ensure that every dollar-backed stablecoin in circulation is trustworthy, redeemable, and regulated without stifling innovation. At its core, the Genius Act introduces a clear, enforceable structure for issuing, backing, and regulating stablecoins in the U.S. The law draws clear boundaries around who can issue stablecoins, how reserves must manage, and what activities are off limits. In doing so, it aims to protect consumers, safeguard the U.S. financial system, and promote the use of the dollar in digital finance. Key provisions under implications under the Genius Act. Who can issue stablecoins? Only U.S. banks, non-financial companies licensed by the OCC, qualified state regulated institutions. Well, you know what's interesting is that Crypto.com is trying to get their banking license, guys. So that's pretty big. Foreign issuers must register with the OCC and be based in a country where cooperable regulations will reserve requirements. All stablecoins must be backed 1-to-1 with cash or short-term U.S. treasuries. No leverage allowed. Monthly audits. Issuers must publicly disclose revenue holdings and undergo third-party audits. No interest to hold. Stablecoins are payments only, not savings. Offering interest is prohibited. Well, that's really interesting. I kind of like the 2%. The 2% stable rewards. Enforcement. Civil penalties up to $100,000 per day for violations and daily penalty accruals. Compliance timeline. Issuers have up to 18 months to align with the law's requirement. I wonder if you can still offer an APY if you're still backed 1-to-1, not even using leverage, just gathering income through other means. Like, let's say they generated a lot right now. Well, they want you to use it. Well, they could use their other assets to pay out an interest. You're not technically leveraging them. Did you know on the same day Genius Act advanced, the U.S. House Representatives passed the bill effectively banning Federal Reserve from issuing a central bank digital currency CBDC with Congress approval? It is clear signal now for the U.S. wants private stablecoins and not state-run digital currency, which is super ironic because the Federal Reserve is not even a Federal Reserve. It's a private company. Yo, what's up, John? How you doing, my friend? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Smash that like button. What does the Genius Act mean for the crypto stablecoin industry? The Genius Act clarifies stablecoin space, intensifies competition among issuers, sets the stage for a major industry shakeup. The Genius Act is more than just compliance checklist. It fundamentally reshapes the stablecoin landscape in the U.S. and beyond. With regulation now in black and white, crypto companies, fintechs, and traditional financial institutions all find themselves at a crossroads. For the first time, crypto-native stablecoin issuers like Circle and Tether must navigate a federal licensing path in the U.S. or risk being ousted by the market. That means tighter reporting, more oversight, transparency that wasn't previously enforced. At the same time, traditional banks, fintech startups, and other retailers now have clear legal avenue to issue their dollar-backed digital tokens, potentially introducing a wave of new competition. The Genius Act impacts different players. Crypto-native issuers must register, disclose reserves monthly, and cease offering of any interest-bearing versions of their token. Those who don't comply may be barred from U.S. operations. Where we talk right now, most interest you could actually make some money on currently with stable coins. So it's kind of interesting something that they are banned. I'm wondering if that there's a loophole around it where, well, now they have, a fat amount of money stacked aside past back being 1-to-1 if they could offer yields anyways, not using the stable coins, but staking your stable coins, but giving yields through other means. You bought 2 million Zebek today. Typo, 1 million Zebek today. Oh, I'll have to take a look at Zebek then. I was looking at it last night on the evening show, John. I was like, wow, we were spot on. It was getting ready to rip up to the upside. I wonder if it's legging up now and seeing what we got going on for it. I was really surprised not to see XRP and XLM be ripping. When I came back and checked on midday, and the 12-hour still had the green dot XLM, but the XRP never confirmed. So I was like, maybe XLM was a false signal, which is really surprising for to see that happen. But hey, it does happen on occasions. Like we could go back and back test. It doesn't happen very often. Where are we at? Hey, what's up, Fraggle? What's crack-a-lackin', dog? I have Jerome Powell live Fed chair latest remarks on too over here on YouTube. I'm kind of waiting to see if Jerome Powell takes the stage. I actually, as soon as I finish this article, I'm gonna Google, which I probably should have did beforehand, but lack of being able to wake up and get the coffee in my system, I didn't do it till afterwards. But I tuned in on over here on another episode on YouTube, and I see him come out on stage. I'm gonna throw him on there and see what he has to say. And then where was I at? Circle. We were talking about interest, disclosure monthly revenue, banks, fintechs, tech giants face strict firewalls. They can't simply integrate stablecoins into their platforms. Instead, they must create a separate legal entity and undergo antitrust reviews. Investors and institutions now have regulated low-risk, dollar-dominant digital assets they can use confidently for payments, on-chain settlement, and global transfers. Ultimately, the Genius Act brings legitimacy on stablecoins, but also enforces maturing of the sector. Project built on speed and optimacy will struggle, while those aligned with transparency, compliance, and responsible innovation stand to thrive. Not much, brother. Just sat down watching charts as per usual. I hope you're doing well, mate. Dude, I know I'm always doing good. It's good because I'm on vacation this week, so I get up early, like, on a normal day, I get up about 4 a.m., but, I've been staying up till like midnight. We watched Train of Fire last night, the early 2000 film with Matthew McConaughey and Christian Bale, and who's the other main actor? Freaking Gerald Butler. That was fun, man. It's been a long time since I've seen that movie. Actually, it was like we were watching it like the first time. I didn't remember it. Ultimately, the Genius Act brings legitimacy on stablecoins, but also forcing maturing of the sector. Projects built on speed, optimacy will struggle, while those aligned with transparency, compliance, and responsible innovation stand to thrive. I was also going to tell you guys, too, we're working on the Discord last night, and we're getting all the notifications coming in from all the BitFi, where the top whales are moving, giving their prime positions and signals that they have. It's a pretty cool thing. I'm like, yeah, we built a bot from scratch. It's working good. Let's freaking go. We're getting so close to launch it. I think Trent was saying yesterday, too, anybody who's in here right now is going to be grandfathered into the premium that is going to be coming out. So, it's going to be slick, man. It's going to be slick. Man, how many more articles? There's still more articles in Genius Bill. Okay, well, we're going to go over because Genius Bill is kind of important, right? The past. Oh, John, you went there last night, dude. I went off on hype. Hype token. Trent was like, dude, I'm going to clip that, man. He was like, that was so fire. I was like, hey, thanks, dude. Where was I at? Market reactions after the Genius Act's passage and what it means to you. The passage of the Genius Act has been set ripples through the crypto ecosystem, and reactions are split down the middle. Markets were initially shaken but soon stabilized right after the bill cleared the House. Tether briefly dipped 0.3% and USDC went up. And it says, I'm assuming it says 0.02%. Volume spiked as traders tried to front-run regulatory arbitrage. But within 24 hours, most stablecoins regained their pegs. Sentimental turned cautiously optimistic. Public crypto firms like Coinbase and Robin welcomed the move, with Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong calling it a financial revolution. Meanwhile, smaller stablecoin projects and decentralized finance (DeFi) protocols could be more cautious. Their concerns increased compliance costs and fewer paths to operate legally in the U.S. On the other hand, for everyday users, The Genius Act delivers greatest safety and assurance. You'll now know whether stable is backed one-to-one by real dollars or the liquid assets, and that the issue is federally supervised, which is super ironic because I'm like, dude, I guarantee you the dollars that they have being backed one-to-one is a digital dollar. I'm like, they don't have $282 billion in a safe someplace. I almost guarantee that. That just seems a little ridiculous. Like, you guys are saying they're backing a digital stablecoin with a digital dollar. I mean, doesn't that sound a little ironic? There's my pillow go for my back support. Oh, here it is. Oh, it's a little stiff. That just seems a little stupid, I guess. All right, where are we at? However, there is a real trade-off. Yield-bearing stablecoins and some decentralized stablecoin models, like algorithmic stablecoins, may become unavailable or heavily restricted under the new framework, which is interesting because I think Cardano has an algorithmic stablecoin. I don't think it has a regular stablecoin. If I could be wrong. We got Gold. You said I'll just lead further inflation. Good for BTC, dude. It 100% will, man. Not much, brother. Yeah, 100% will lead further inflation. All right. Stablecoin. Explain backing yield and risk compared. Fiat, USDC, USDT, flat reserves held in bank accounts, no APY, highly regulated, especially US and EU, centralized risky, custodian risks. Crypto, centralized, DAI. Crypto assets, ETH locked in smart contracts, they generate non-yield, decentralized by DAOs, cloud 12, volatility, liquidation risks. Algorithmic, failed experimental, UST and AMPL. Pegged, maintained via supply adjustments and incentives, none. Mostly regulated or failed. High depeg risk, a loss of confidence. Commodity backed, PAXG and XAUT, which are physically gold held in custody. Yield generation, net. Moderately regulated, gold price volatility redemption risk. Yield bearing, DeFi native, OUSD, backed by USDC or USDT or DAI, deployed in a DeFi like Aave or Convex. Yes, DeFi yield via lending, stake, and unregulated smart contract risk platform dependency. Yield bearing RWA backed, USDY, USDM, backed by the US Treasuries and cash equivalents. Yes, yield from Treasury bills, regulated Bermuda. Interest rate fluctuation issue risk. So they're saying, if I'm understanding this right, they can give stablecoins yield on one condition that's backed by bonds. So like, Tether, they give a lot of money, or I think it's like, couple percent for your stable coins. And it sounds like they're able to do that because Tether owns a bunch of treasuries. I'm assuming that's why they can give a yield on that. Dude, I'm looking forward to Thursday too, man. It's me. It'd be fun, dude. We're trying to build the community up, so it's nice to have people just want to volunteer. We're open for anybody to come in on and talking and hanging out with us. Be chill. But yeah. All right. I'm going to go in the next article, just making sure that Powell's not on yet. Still, for most users, institutions having regulatory dollar-backed stables coins is a net positive, especially for payments, remittances, DeFi applications where trust matters. You also, John, you don't even need to have a camera if you don't want a camera. We definitely need a voice though to be able to hear you. You can't come on without a mic. Key things to watch post Genius Act. The Genius Act has set off a domino effect from beyond American borders. The crypto industry and global financial players are already recalibrating their strategies. It says U.S. regulatory benchmark. The Genius Act may serve as a reference point for stablecoins regulation in the UK, Singapore, Japan, and emerging crypto hubs like Brazil, Nigeria that are experimenting with digital asset for framework, global banks, and fintechs. The Act's provision enable federally regulated entities to the issuer of stablecoins, giving traditional financial institutions like PayPal with its PYUSD a green light to scale. You can expect more stablecoin pilots and product integrations from banks, card networks, Visa, MasterCard, and fintech platforms as they attempt to stay relevant in a regulated environment. Tech giants entering finance, while Apple, Google, Amazon aren't currently issuing stablecoins. They all operate massive digital wallet payment systems in e-commerce ecosystem. With regulatory clarity, the barriers to integrate licensed stablecoins to issuing one under subsidiary becomes significantly lower. Cross-border payments, with USD-backed stablecoins potentially gaining regulatory green light, we could see faster and cheaper global remittances products rise, challenging SWIFT, Western Union, and traditional Forex rails. The Genius Act represents a pivotal inflection point, not just for crypto policy, but for how the world views future digital assets. But the road ahead will be shaped by how effectively this law is implemented, how global payments respond to whether innovation can thrive within regulation. As the U.S. reasserts its influence in the digital currency race, the Genius Act might not just stabilize a stablecoin, it could redefine the future of the dollar itself. Whew. You know, I got in this article and I really thought it was going to be pretty short, but I had like 7 segments to it. That's absolutely massive. Holy cow. Okay, where am I at now? I want to find out. Live, Fed Chair Powell makes remarks at bank conference. Scott Bessent urges Fed audit. Washington, D.C. Federal Reserve Jerome Powell gives welcome remarks before the hybrid integrated review of the capital framework of large bank conference. Hosted by the Federal Reserve Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent calls for review of the entire Federal Reserve ahead of the U.S. Fed Chair Powell scheduled speech. Treasury Scott Bessent has called for a comprehensive review of the Federal Reserve. In an interview, the CNBC Bassett stated that there's no need for assess whether the Federal Reserve has been successful in fulfilling its mandate. His remarks have come amid a deepening rift between the U.S. President Donald Trump and Powell. In fact, reports last week suggest that Trump was considering firing Powell, a claim he has since denied. Amid this announcement, Director of Federal Housing William John Pulte said on X, formerly Twitter, Powell's resignation speech is coming though. He did not believe that the address tomorrow would be regarding that. Oh, so he says he's still gonna get the boot, but it's just not gonna happen yet. I'm looking forward Thursday evening chilling live. I think I responded to that, but yeah, we're looking forward to having you on. I have a camera mic and a laptop for sure, my brother. You and Trent are my new friends, dude. We love having you on, man. You're a blast to have. Ooh. So I cracked my back. Oh, sweet goodness. I think Powell already spoke, but I could be wrong. Let me look this up real quick. We're gonna have to run the bubbles. You guys click up the bubbles for a second while I look up, see if Powell already spoke. Dang, my D doesn't like to work. I need a new keyboard. That was 1 hour ago. 3 hours ago. See if this is it. Maybe he did already speak, guys. Let me see. I'll throw this on here, and you guys can tell me. This says Microsoft Bing, pulled this article up 1 hour ago.
Your next breakdown could be
It's an ad.
anytime, anywhere.
The last thing I remember is just the engine.
We don't care about ads. No. No. Can you look at Zebek, Crow and Zebek? Yeah, I can, dude. Yes, I can.
Now, call 1-833 for free quotes.
Fed Chair Jerome Powell is in Washington today, where he spoke at a capital framework for large banks conference. Powell's remarks come as calls go for him to step down from President Trump and from some lawmakers as well. Now, I want to bring in CBS News Money Watch correspondent Kelly O'Grady. Kelly, nice to have you serve their clients.
Okay, never mind. I take it back. They got me. You guys got me with that one, you suckers, 1 hour ago. You got me. I'm assuming that was definitely, he didn't come out. Okay, I want to go jump into Trading View then. Want to get this blinding light out of my eyes. How do I share screen? Oh, no, I messed it up. Okay, I'm going to have to mess up how I do my screen share. Boom, all right. Never, as I've gotten better at trading, I generally stay away from like the lower scalp trades. Like I like the 1 hour. The 1 hour is like pretty slow for me. I like the 4 hour, and 12-hour time frames. I like to trade over a couple days. We do have a weird, funky green dot, man, with the momentum wave on Bitcoin. I just want to point that out in the 1 hour. Okay, we're gonna scroll this back. We'll go to Zebek first. It's got my interest right now. It's been pumping. Okay. The 1 hour, John kind of does have a double top like signal. And it also doesn't look like it reclaimed its higher high. So we have to. Oh, 1 second, John. Jerome Powell speaking. Now he's speaking.
The integrated review of the capital framework for large banks. And I want to thank Vice Chair for Supervision Bowman for having the great idea of holding this event at the outset of her term. I'd also like to thank Fed staff for their tireless work in putting the conference together. So today, we'll hear the perspectives of industry veterans, academics, and current and former policymakers who are all well-versed in the operations of large banks and the main pillars of the capital framework. A great benefit of this conference is the chance to consider all elements of the capital framework in concert, rather than look at each in isolation. We need to ensure that all the different pieces of the capital framework work together effectively. Doing so will help maintain a safe, sound, and efficient banking system for the benefit of the people we serve. The U.S. bank capital framework includes risk-based capital requirements, leverage requirements, the surcharge for the largest and most complex banks, and the stress tests. We will discuss the status of each of those elements and the road ahead in a comprehensive manner today. As this audience will know well, we have proposals outstanding or in the works across all 4 areas. Our regulatory capital framework and all banking rules are implemented through supervision, an area where Vice Chair for Supervision Bowman brings deep experience as a former banker and state supervisor. As she has noted, we need to make sure that our supervisory practices focus on the critical areas that determine safety and soundness. We need our large banks to be well capitalized and to manage their key risks well. And we need large banks to be free to compete with one another, with non-bank financial institutions and with banks in other jurisdictions to provide capital and support economic growth. The Fed is a dynamic institution. We're open to hearing new ideas and feedback on how to improve the capital framework for large banks. And I look forward to hearing from today's participants. Thanks again to all of you for joining us today. Thank you.
We had was a leverage requirement.
Oh, wait.
And it was their finding fault with this.
Did we freaking miss it? I was really trying to find a speech earlier, and I couldn't find it. What? Oh, I'll be so irritated. My gosh. Well, you know what? John allows me to go in the charts instead. All right, well, we're over on Crow now because I was looking at Zebek, and I'll go back right to it, but I'll scroll. Well, we want to break up. The good news is it looks like we can still break up in the 1 hour on Crow. I'm a little nervous because you can see we have a higher high. We're currently slightly above this one, and we are in a doji candle, which is a sign of a trend reversal, and it wants to reject down. Oh, he never talked about rate cuts. That you saw it earlier. Oh, frick. Well, you know what? We didn't. I guess we didn't miss anything, right? Bummer. Oh yeah. Well, dang, I wanted to stream that. Oh well, I missed it. I'll get it next time. So anyway, so we have a doji candle on the 1 hour, which the 1 hour doesn't hold a whole lot of strength compared to like the 4 hour. Where was our previous? A 7. We are gaining some strength with a 10. And you can see where it kind of cut over and almost crushed down, but it kept going right there on the momentum wave. The VWAP is still above the 0 line, which is good. Strength coming up. Stokes is still a little high. I'm just, like I said earlier, I'm a little nervous because we didn't break above this. So you could say, is this a high and this is a lower high? We're going to come into the 4 hour. I guess the 4 hour nice thing is it looks better on the 4 hour. Wow, it looks a lot better on the 4 hour. Wow, you know what? Maybe just disregard that 1 hour. The 4 hour also, wow, the 4 hour lost some strength. Interesting. It went from a 17 to a 12. We did have a green dot. Money flow is coming in. Strength coming up. Stokes are high. VWAP is above the 0 line, which is fine. It doesn't look like the green dot is fully played out yet. How much time? We got 3 hours left. Okay, well, in this next 3 hours, I think it'll be pretty significant. If we croak and break out of this uptrend right here, and we get up to right here, at like 1265, we'll be looking pretty good if we can close on that. That would be a really good close. What's the 6 hour say? The 6 hour, John, it's some green light, dude, in that tunnel. And I mean by that, we got a green dot. I saw Crypto Faces in the 6 hour time frame. I'm like, dude, I should check out the 6 hour because he was doing some pretty good snipes on there using the 6 hour. The VWAP is shooting up. That's a nice thing to see. See it right there, the VWAP. VWAP. And strength coming in. Stokes curving up. 6 hour looks good. 12 hour looks like it's breaking out, John, on Crow. Wow. Yesterday we were pretty nervous because we saw this uptrend. I remember Baron was here. I think we were on this candle. Like, well, either we're going to break down, Baron, or we're going to break up, Mr. Baron. And I don't know. I because I'm on vacation, all my times I usually watch everything is totally screwy. Being a dad, like instead of being at work. You know how it is, John, just driving the truck. It's like in the truck, you just doot, listen to everybody. But what's up, GIG? How's Bear doing today? Is it freaking ripping? But dude, John, Crow, the only thing that was really negative on Crow was the 1 hour. The 4 hour looks like it keep going. The 6 hour has a sneaky little green dot right there, and we're about to confirm it in about an hour and 20 minutes. The 12 hour, the momentum has been coming down, but our strength went from a 4 to a 9. It's really interesting because as I'm looking at Crow, it's not really giving you a yes or no answer if it's moving. But if you're reading the charts, like more, I would say more than an amateur, but more of a skill level, like you could redefine those mixed signals it's giving you and get a more clear picture. Like instead of going to be like, oh, I think it's like a 30% chance we're going up, I could be like, I think we have about a 65% chance we're going to go up. And that's where I'm leaning right now. I think in that it's looking pretty good and it looks like it wants to leg up. I wish we could get a green dot on the 12 hour. That made me feel a lot more confident, but we might end up getting that here pretty soon. When is this close? 7 hours. So that's wild to wait. We have a while to wait for that. But that medium time frame, dude, it looks pretty good. Hopefully that medium time frame could pull the smaller time frame up and reverse the larger time frame. Or I guess it's not even the larger. It's mainly just the daily. The 2 day still looks almost spent. The 3 day looks good. The 5 day looks good. Weekly looks good. Yeah, maybe we're breaking out, John. I hope so. Now we're going to jump into Zebek because I kind of cut you short on that. I felt bad. Don't miss out on Pulse Chain, dude. I'm not going to buy Pulse just because I don't have any equity and liquidity lying around, too. I'm all spent, dude. I put it all in the markets many months ago. And the little bit I do get, I usually give to my wife now. She loves trading those meme coins. Now, I hope dude Pulse does really good, man. I really do. I hope all the Hexkins and the Pulse chains, Ians and the Bears do really well. Bears as in the meme coin. LOS truck. LOS truck. Driving, listening to crypto is awesome. All right, so back. So we do kind of have a little bit of a double top. I kind of left you on a cliffhanger with an anchor trigger wave to the downside in the 1 hour. The money flow still has been coming in. The VWAP is breaking down. I would say it's more likely curving down. We kind of have to watch right now this these red candles we have, because what we could be doing is not to be super afraid, but we could be forming a bull flag right now. You know, that's what it could be happening. So then if we do that, we could say, well, we're going to project a breakout of our bull flag, and we can head up to 52 cents. It's kind of what we're watching right now. You see we're in the triangle. When you break below the triangle, we'll drop back down to 38 cents before we can continue any further. And the next leg would be 35. So those cards are still on the table. We're going to jump to the 4 hour. The 4 hour shows some momentum to the downside, at least maybe the Stokes resetting or the momentum waves. Money flow is just at the zero line, just at the 0.43, but the VWAP is below, which isn't the best signal, but we're having a lot of mixed decisions. We're having a doji candle. I freaking hate dojis. It really came up, it touched the upper part of the triangle, and came back down, touched the lower part of the triangle. The 6 hour, we have a red dot. The VWAP is just below it. Money flow still looks fine. The 12 hour still looks like it could have some gas to it. The daily looks really sharp on it. The 2 day looks really sharp. You know, I think with this triangle that we're in, we have some low short-term volatility, but long-term, I think it looks fine, John. You know, that's why if I had to foresee that it's a back chart, that's what I'm gonna guess. Is maybe short-term volatility down to like 38, and then we can use that to reset our momentum waves to continue up. Pepe, what's crack-lacking, man? I wanted you about a pullback. You warned you on the pullback, dude. I told you on Monday or Sunday, like the next day and a half, would get a pullback. Think about this. Imagine if Bitcoin dumped. Pepe, we are in alt season. I want BTC to dump. I don't know if we are in alt season, John, to be honest with you. I think we're getting there. I mean, what's the definition of alt season? Like the euphoric blow off top? I don't know if we really got there yet, John. I think we're getting there, because I think euphoria usually lasts 6 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks. I think that will probably be around October, November. No, you don't want BTC to dump. PDI will hit $1 on Pulsion. Don't miss out. I haven't even heard. GIG. I haven't even heard of all these coins. I don't even know where you find them at. And John, I think dominance can dump while Bitcoin can still go in price. I think that's what you mean. I don't necessarily believe that we want BTC to dump. We are starting all seasons. Sorry. I know it's okay, man. I love the multiple decisions. I'm not saying that. See, starting all season and in all season is too different, John. I agree that I think we're starting an alt season. I don't think we're in the euphoric phase probably for another month at least, maybe 2. A full BTC dominance breakdown denotes alt season for me. We've not had a full leg down yet. I believe too we have not had a full leg down. We've had like little bits and pieces, but not a whole leg down. Yes, BTC dominance to dump. Like I said, guys, BTC dominance can dump and all Bitcoin can still go up. That is the thing. One BTC dumps to 55.33, you better be out, dude. If it dumps to 33, yeah, you better be out. Holy smokes. PW BTC will go to parity with BTC on Pulse Chain. Don't miss out. Man, GIG is just throwing these gems in here. I just wish I had some money to buy them. You don't need these coins because you're not exposed. Trying to give some exposure. You don't know these coins. because you're not exposed. Trying to give some exposure. You know, that makes sense the second time I read it. Where was I going to look up? I got distracted. I want to look up Pepe. That's where I was going to go to. Pepe. Pepe has exposure to Pepe. He makes sure everybody knows of Pepe. Yeah, when was the last time I looked at Pepe? I had all these lines on here. Driving myself crazy. I look like Trent spaghetti lines. Spaghetti. Pepe looked like it wants to go up again. DBSI says good. Strength coming in. Money flow. Just slight tilt up. VWAP strong though. We have green dot. Momentum to the upside. The 4 hour, we have a doji candle. It's a sign of a trend reversal. Now, if we can have a good 1 hour, we can roll this 4 hour into a anchor trigger wave, very similar to like this one, and we ran up. Similar to this one, and we ran up. No, hopefully we can get a third one and we run up again. That would be awesome, Pepe. Wouldn't that be freaking awesome? Wow, look at that. Holy cow, that was a good leg up. Oof. Whoa. What just happened? Where did it go? I know it's right here. Somehow it's, what is going on? How did that get over there? How did the candles get in the other indicator? Well, maybe we said we could jump to a different time frame. What? No. Okay. We're gonna close it. We're gonna close out trading view. It broke. I broke it. I gotta close it out. And somehow the candles ended up in the indicator. Like, where the heck did the candles go? Oh, there they are. Why are they in there? You can swap it in BDWBC, Pipe Bar, or Teddy Bear right away. Right? Oh, wait, man. Get a little bit of exposure. Oh, there the candles are. Oh, I'm so happy. They're back to where they needed to be. Dang. Chart, I broke it, man. I broke that chart so good. Where's it at? There it is. Boop. Pull it up. We're back on screen. Oh, I cracked my back. I felt good. Just my lower back. All right. Where were we at with Pepe? We were on the 4 hour. We were hoping that it looks like it could leg back out and break snap up. And the 6 hour on Pepe says we could come down a little. The momentum was cool off. As we saw with the 4 hour, we had this green dot that showed us that we'll get a leg up. We'll have green dot going to leg up. Now we come down a little bit more, get going close to the zero line, then we can leg back up. That's what we want to see. What's up, Muffhead? 12 hour. I don't think we see anything good till next year when rates are cut. Just more suffering in 2025. Dude, I don't think we'll wait till next year till rates get cut, to be honest with you. But you could be right. It's very possible that Jerome doesn't resign and he stays in there, and then we put somebody in there and instantly that person cuts rates. But I don't think Jerome Powell wants that, though, because if we do that, that could show signs of like him being politically biased more, and then he could be prosecuted like afterwards. Yeah, I think Pepe, before we run a little bit more on Pepe, I'm feeling good on it. I think they needs to have at least one more candle come down, see if we can get a green dot on the 6 hour, the 12 hour, the daily. Wow, it really wants to break out. If it continues going and defines logic with this red dot right here, that would be crazy. The 2 days still looking fine on Pepe. 5 days looking like it still has gas. Huh. Interesting. One sec, I'm responding to a text message. You days, it's supposed to be you said. You said blank person. Days. Yesterday's today's tomorrow. Whoa, let's check out silver, guys. Silver's been pumping on. It's up 39 bucks. What? Silver's going to break through 40. Jerome will make the market dump. Jerome wants to make the market dump. He hates everybody. What? Look at that, man. Silver's breaking out. Let's go, Silver. Dude, I took my stimulus check from COVID, and I bought silver with it, so I'm feeling pretty good right now. Should have bought Bitcoin. We'd be doing a lot better, but had to diversify, man. Gold's up too. Holy cow. Gold's trying to get back up to 3,500 hundo. Had an anchor trigger wave right here. Good, man. Dude, if you think Market Cipher works good on crypto, you should try it on other things like stocks and commodities. Look at that green dot trigger wave. Woof. Green dot right there. Here it goes. Green dot right there. There it goes. There's a hidden green dot right there. There it goes. Green dot right here. There it goes. Whew. Yeah, it calls it pretty well. Silver has been the same price for 2 decades. That has not, Pepe. I bought it at $14, so I know you're wrong. I was buying silver at $14 not that long ago. Yeah, I know it's only tripled or doubled, but that's still pretty good, man. And you gotta see the bigger out. It was GA, not GY. Oh, you didn't say that. Oh, well. Yeah, GA morning sucks. All right. Gold and silver doing pretty good. Let's check out the dominance, man. Dominance going down the 1 hour. Pumping on the 4 hours, probably fake out, and then poof, shoot more. It's just touching the 21. Hey, who is it? Sean? Who was I talking to about the 365 SMA? Who was that? Dang it. Rate cut September. I think rate cuts probably will happen in September too. We were literally bounced off the 35, but if we break below the 35, who was I talking to about the 365 MA? Oh, man, I can't remember. But dude, yeah, if that breaks below it, dude, that could be pretty wild. Break below the 365-day moving average. Dominance looks like it's going to continue up a little bit more though before it wants to break down. Just a little bit more, which actually makes sense too, because I'm I don't know if we're in all season. The daily's bottomed on the It's like we have triple green dots. And it's been really overspent. It's gonna get a fake up. Dominance probably come back up, a couple percent. Beat at $14 was 2013, LOL. Well, you know what? It freaking, time flies, okay? It still wasn't 2 decades ago though. So meh. Bite me. We're both wrong. Okay. What do we got going on? Etheria. We got VWAP coming up, strength coming in, green dot, momentum coming in, money flow has been going down. I wonder if it's plateauing. Stokes are shooting up on Ether. Ether's dang near $3,800. The only thing I don't like about it going up and continue going up is I want Bitcoin to fill that CME gap. It would make me feel a lot better before we continue up. Ether though, if it does roll over right here, we'll probably hit 4K because we make a green dot on the 0 line, dude. Look at this last one right here. Boom, right there. Another one, boom, right there. When we hit green dots on the 0 line, it gives them a lot of gas. I don't even know why. Just something that I know. Boom, look at that one. Boom, shoot up, dude. That leg was, well, we went from, it peaked at 3,600 and we started at 2,900. So that's a $700 move. And here's another one right here. We started at 2,500. We peaked at 3,500. So if we form a green dot right here, excuse me, we'll probably shoot up like $4,200. T-Square, I am going fishing tomorrow, hopefully. Hey, man, good for you. I went fishing yesterday. Didn't catch anything. It was just on the lake with the kids, and we only were out for like an hour. I tried a new spot out. Really algae. I couldn't get my baits to float above it or below it, and I was just like, dude, reeling this nasty slime in. Strength going up, strokes going up, money flow coming in, VWAP coming up. Guys, is ETH wanting to take a push at the 4K levels? We'll have to wait and see. Momentum waves have cooled off a little bit. Maybe we can roll over. The 12 hour is not saying it, but the 4 hours looking pretty good. The 6 hour is actually a doji candle right now. This does say that the bears are currently in control, but hey, I would like to see it. I'd like to see it. I want to take a look at Salon, and then I got to go because get the kids up, beat them. Get the kids up, and we got to feed them. Probably got a poopy diaper or two. We got momentum going up, money flow coming in. VWAP below the zero line, which is good. Are we going to continue pumping? We're starting to roll over right here on the momentum waves. Maybe make a green dot. It looks like it did break out of this little flag and keep going. We went from a 6 to a 9. So, yeah, there's a good chance we can roll over. Money flows coming in. VWAP's still just below. Richard Hart, the founder of Pulse Chain, is holding ETH Treasury with over 166,000 ETH. He will pump his chain once ETH hits an all-time high. Do you believe Richard Hart wants to pump his chain? Just curious, GIG, or do you think he's just happy being fantastically rich and doesn't ever need anything or do anything ever again? And correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't follow the Pulse Chain. Isn't Richard Hart in hiding, or is he not hiding? Because I haven't seen anything of him in a long time. Just honest question, not dogging on your coin. Because I hope the Hexicans get all the support they can get. So it looks like also Sol's been breaking out, getting ready to leg up. You know, we went from 197. If we can leg up again, 197, 177, we could shoot up to 220. That would be kind of cool. Shoot up to 220. Where would that take us? Right up here. Yeah, well, that'll be the next leg up on resistance. That'd be kind of cool. We'd like to see that. Money. 12 hour hasn't fully spent, hasn't rolled over yet, and I like how it's kind of like flat top on this wave. You guys can't really see it as much as I can because it's not as round as it could be. Daily was still pumping. Yeah, we'll probably hit 220. You know, I think in the next couple of days. I live on Lake Superior, clean blue water, dude. That's phenomenal, dude. I wish I lived on Lake so bad. When hopefully after the next couple crypto markets, I can get a place out there on a lake. I don't want it to be in Washington State. I want to go to some other state. The state's fantastic, but way too dang high in taxes. It's cheaper for me to buy a house in South Dakota than it is for me to claim Washington as my residence. Dowge, what's up, GW? I'm almost thinking JG. JG comes in here a lot. He's the only person to defeat the SEC months ago. It's on X constantly. Well, I mean, Ripple defeated the SEC too. It's just, I mean, to be honest, you know, I actually think Ripple was not set up. I think that was a whole conspiratorial thing that they wanted to have happen. But anyway, guys, good luck fishing, John. I gotta get out of here, guys. We'll be back on later in about 8 hours probably to talk about the day. Nah, they didn't. They settled. No, they only settled because they didn't want to miss on the bull run. Ripple could have won that. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna bounce. Good luck fishing. You guys, thank you for all tuning in. We appreciate you. We'll be back a few hours, talk about the markets again. So yeah, why not? All right, later.